our last speaker here, and his name is Abiumi Ezekwe, and he's going. This is Juneteenth, the 145th anniversary, okay, of the abolition of slavery. So I just wanted to read the amendment, the 13th Amendment. Okay, it's real short, and that is neither slavery nor involuntary servitude. On Section 1. Section 1 of the Amendment, 13th Amendment of the Constitution. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Really? Really? Okay. Well, we're out of slavery, that type of slavery in chains, okay? So anyway, everyone is going to come up and he's going to discuss the Constitution, slavery, and probably the contradictions, and taking us up to today, what it means, you know, to us, what it meant back then.
Thank you so much, comrades and friends. I want to, first of all, just mention that, didn't we have a great action last night down at Community Park? It was awesome. It was awesome. You know, we put this together after weeks of planning, based upon what happened back in April in Arizona, where the governor, Jan Brewer, passed this draconian racist apartheid law that legalizes racial profiling. It's like we're going backwards in the United States from a social standpoint. This was a multinational effort. We had African Americans out there. We had people from the Latino community out there. We had our European American brothers and sisters out there. They were there to stand up and say no to racism, no to anti-immigrant bigotry, and that's a good thing. We also had good press coverage, which is not always the case. But Channel 2, Fox News did a very good report on what happened. They had Brother Derek speaking twice. They had Jerry talking about the Latino baseball players, how they can be so great, but hey, they go to Arizona, they can be subjected to the same type of racial profiling that any other Latino is subjected to. There's going to be more to come. We're going to continue this coalition, this alliance of people. And we've been doing this anyway for some time now, working very closely with Latinos Unidos, working very closely with the immigrant rights struggle, the May Day efforts every year in Southwest Detroit, and we're going to continue to do this. Our demonstration was effective last night. You know why it was effective? Because the owners of the Diamondbacks issued a statement in response to our demonstration.
Disavowing the law.
They lied. They said they had nothing to do with the law. We don't know nothing about it. We haven't done anything. That's what they said.
Paying for it.
Right. And we know they're financing the people who are behind all this. We know that. So yes. Also want to encourage people to participate in the United States Social Forum next week. Our organizations are going to have several workshops there. We want people to participate. On Tuesday, we have the Detroit Highlighted, the Moratorium Now Coalition to Stop Foreclosures, Evictions, and Utility Shutoffs. We're going to be a part of Detroit Highlighted starting at 10 a.m. at Cobo Hall on Tuesday. Also, on Wednesday, the Moratorium Now Coalition has a workshop at 10 a.m. at Cobo Hall, talking about the struggles we've been waging for the last 3 years to get a moratorium on foreclosures and evictions here in the state of Michigan. That movement has moved around the country. You got coalitions now in California, in Minneapolis. They've drafted legislation and submitted it based upon the work we're doing here in the city of Detroit and in the state of Michigan. So we're having an impact, brothers and sisters. We are. Don't think we're not. Also, Wednesday afternoon, Workers' World is having a workshop entitled Capitalism is Killing Us. It's going to feature Fred Goldstein, who's the author of Low Wage Capitalism, Berta C.C. Jobert from Philadelphia, who's a Puerto Rican activist who just came back from Puerto Rico covering the strike at the University of Puerto Rico. Victorious strike. So yeah, so please come. On Thursday, the International Action Center is having a workshop from 10 to noon at the Book Cadillac Hotel on Washington Boulevard. That starts at 10 a.m. until noon. There's going to be speakers from Bayan, the anti-imperialist Filipino group, Another anti-imperialist organization from Vancouver, Canada. International Action Center will have a representative. FIST will have a representative. So it's going to be great. Then that afternoon on Thursday, the Black Liberation People's Movement Assembly is going to be gathering from 1 to 5. And that's going to include the Black Workers for Justice and other very progressive organizations, including yours truly. Has been invited to participate in the Black Liberation People's Movement Assembly. I was invited by Saladin Muhammad from the Black Workers for Justice out of North Carolina. Then on Friday, it's a big day. It's going to be a march on Chase Bank calling for a moratorium on foreclosures and evictions, also in alliance with the Farm Labor Organizing Committee, FLOC, who has a protracted struggle right now with the R.J. Reynolds Corporation. Chase finances them, and we're going to be out there at 10 a.m. on Friday. And then we're going to have a community action in defense of senior citizens who are losing their home in Northwest Detroit. Every night here, we're going to have a coffee house right here in this office where young people and other people who are involved in the social forum will be invited to come. We're going to have testimonials, poetry, we're going to talk politics, we're going to eat food, and we're going to talk about how we move the struggle forward. I want to bring people's attention to the latest issue of Workers' World newspaper, which is going to be distributed next week at the United States Social Forum, and it deals with the crisis here in the city of Detroit, the front page article, and how socialism is an alternative to the capitalist system.